Welcome back everybody to another loot craft. This week, and I say this every week, is a super easy craft. We're going to be making this right here, which is basically canvas art that I've made out of a t-shirt. So this is really great for a couple of different things. One, if you're looking to decorate your house and you find all of this awesome geeky kind of pop art and it's really expensive. They're like $30 to $40 per canvas. This shirt I paid $6.95 at Walmart and the canvas was $2. So I made that piece of art for about $8 in total. It was super easy. It took about 5 minutes, and so that's what we're going to be making today. If you've got old t-shirts from like college, from concerts, if you're in a fraternity or a sorority, and you want a way to display them without having to make like a t-shirt quilt or something else, this is another really great option for you. So that being said, let's get started. So here's what you'll need for the project. First, you'll need a t-shirt. You can either use a t-shirt that you already have on hand, or you can buy a new one from the store that has the design on it that you like. The canvas that you purchase needs to be big enough to fit the entire design on the surface, so make sure that you measure it out before you buy your canvas. You're also going to need scissors, whether you use pinking shears like I did, or if you use regular scissors, that's fine. I also used a staple gun and staples. You could use craft glue if you want. The staple gun tends to be a little bit more sturdy, so that's what I used. You're going to need felt, which is optional for the back if you want to clean it up and make it nice. And if you choose to do that, you'll also need a ruler, a marker or a pen of some kind, and then your scissors as well. You can either use the staple gun, or for me, I used a hot glue gun for that. So that's all you'll need. Once you have all your supplies, you're ready to get started. So the first step is actually really easy. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our t-shirt and we're actually going to just cut the design out of the shirt. Now I know that my canvas is a little bit smaller than my design, but you're going to need to leave a little bit of excess on all sides. So I'm just going to lay my canvas here, and I'm going to use pinking shears. If you have regular scissors, that's fine, but pinking shears will actually make sure that your fabric doesn't fray while you're cutting it. So I'm just going to go ahead and use these. You want to make sure that you leave enough room on all sides. I leave about 1.5 inches to make sure that you have enough to pull your design all the way through the back and staple it. So now that you've got your pattern cut out of your shirt, you'll lay it on top of your canvas just to make sure that the pattern is laid out and centered exactly where you want it on the table. So I'll make sure that everything is nice and where I want it to go on here. And then I'm just going to flip it so that the pattern is face down on the table. Now you're ready to grab either your staple gun or your glue, whatever you'd like. So I'm going to grab my staple gun, and you'll start in the center of each side. And doing that, you're just going to staple it down. When you get to the opposite of each side, you'll want to pull just slightly, not super tight, but enough so that you can see the pull in the fabric. So we'll do this on this side as well. And we'll pull it on this side as well in the center. And now you're ready to go all the way around. During this step, you'll leave the corners unstapled, and I'll show you how to finish those. But I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the sides, making sure that I'm pulling as I go, and you'll also make sure that you're stapling as close to the inside as you can. We're going to cover these up later, but you'll want to make sure you're pulling them in as tight as possible. Alright, so now that you've done your staples all the way around the insides of your design, you're going to do the corners. And in order to make sure your corners are really nice and clean, the way that I do it is I pull in corner to corner. So pull in the corner of the fabric, staple it down, and then you can pull in straight in from this side and straight over the top, and do one more to kind of lock it down. So when you have more fabric, it's a little bit easier, and you can also just use one staple if you'd like. So you'll pull that straight in, and then you'll pull that straight down and do one staple. So you'll do that all the way around. So now that your edges are nice and cleanly finished, you're done. You could call it finished and hang it on the wall as it is. All of the wrinkles came off of my design because I pulled it nice and tight. The edges are clean, so you could actually just hang this on the wall as it is. On my sample, I actually finished the back of it just to make it a little bit nicer, and I added some felt around the outside of it here to just give it a nice clean look. If you want to do this, this is when you're going to pull in your felt. So how I did this was like this. First, I took just a standard ruler. You can use a clear ruler, you can use a regular ruler. I have this quilting clear ruler, so I am just going to mark 4 1-inch sections. And then taking my ruler, I'm going to go ahead and pull it all the way. Once you've got them done, you can go ahead and just cut them out. Alright, so now I've got my 4 pieces of felt and my canvas. I've also pulled out my glue gun. I had it nice and warmed while I was cutting those out. You could also use craft glue. If you're using a glue gun, be careful. The glue is very, very hot. So now I'm just going to take these and hot glue them to the sides. I'm going to do the sides and then the top first because the top will cover them up with the way that this measured out. And there you have it. I've got my felt on the back. It's all nice and clean. I covered up all of those staples. So my project is actually done. I'm ready to hang it on the wall and enjoy my art. I hope you guys enjoyed this super, super easy tutorial. Make sure that if you're doing this at home, you send me pictures on Twitter or Instagram, #LootCraft. If you're interested in this month's Unite Loot Crate, make sure you check out the links below. lootcrate.com/Aureylian. Aureylian LC for a discount is the code. And I will see you all in game soon. Bye!